In just 189 seconds, classified FBI counterintelligence files revealing $3.2 million in Russian payments and 12 suppressed investigations would end the most powerful legal career in America. Congressman Adam Schiff didn't expect complete silence. Pam Bondi didn't expect the Estonian banking records. Cameras captured every moment of espionage panic. America watched their AG nominee collapse under Russian coordination proof. March 22, 2025, 3:17 p.m. EST. The Russian spy arrested in Washington yesterday had a secret. He wasn't the only one being protected. House Intelligence Committee Room, Capitol Building. The secure chamber buzzed with electric tension as Attorney General nominee Pam Bondi arranged classified briefing materials at the witness table, confident her national security experience would carry her through routine intelligence oversight questioning. What she didn't know was that Congressman Adam Schiff had spent 9 weeks assembling the most explosive counterintelligence case in congressional history. Systematic documentation of Russian spy protection, $3.2 million in coordination payments, and 12 suppressed FBI investigations that would make denial impossible. But this story begins 72 hours earlier, when the arrest of Russian diplomat Viktor Kozlov sent shockwaves through FBI counterintelligence. March 19, 11:34 p.m. FBI Counterintelligence Division. When agents arrested Kozlov outside the Russian embassy, they discovered encrypted communications that led them to review old case files. Hidden in classified databases were suppressed investigations from 2012 to 2015, showing systematic protection of Russian intelligence networks during Pam Bondi's tenure as Florida Attorney General. The files revealed sophisticated espionage protection, Russian operative safe houses in Miami, $1.2 million in protection payments, intelligence asset relocation services, $1.1 million, and investigation suppression coordination, $900,000. Most damning were the audio recordings recovered from NSA surveillance showing explicit coordination between Bondi and Russian intelligence handlers Volkov. Behind wire-rimmed glasses, Schiff had built his career destroying officials who compromised national security. The Intelligence Committee chairman possessed folders marked Top Secret Russian Influence Operations, containing evidence that would expose the largest counterintelligence betrayal since the Cold War. When FBI Counterintelligence Chief Jennifer Walsh contacted Schiff's office with an urgent message, Chairman needs to review Russian protection evidence before AG confirmation. Materials show systematic counterintelligence sabotage with financial coordination. Schiff recognized the national security implications immediately. The evidence was staggering in its scope and precision. Walsh displayed digital intelligence reports showing Russian coordination timeline. March 2012, Bondi receives initial contact from Russian cultural attaché Dmitry Volkov. April 2012, $1.2 million transferred through Estonian shell company Baltic Legal Services to Bondi family consulting firms. May 2012, first FBI investigation into Russian safehouse operations terminated by Florida AG office. But the most explosive evidence was NSA surveillance audio. Walsh played 34 minutes of conversations between Bondi and Russian intelligence coordinator Volkov, intercepted through FISA warrants. The federal investigations need permanent termination. Bondi's voice was crystal clear on the recording. Our financial coordination structure protects both parties. $3.2 million ensures complete operational security for your Florida assets. Volkov's response confirmed the conspiracy. Excellent. Moscow appreciates the state-level protection. The 12 active investigations require immediate closure. Our payment schedule ensures continued cooperation. Schiff spent 8 weeks building the most comprehensive national security case in congressional history.
Meanwhile, Bondi was panicking about intelligence community scrutiny. Her attorney warned, if Schiff has the Russian coordination evidence, this becomes a federal espionage case. The financial payments create clear FARA violations and potential treason charges. They developed a desperate defense, claim Russian contacts were routine diplomatic outreach, characterize payments as legitimate legal consulting, deny knowledge of any investigation suppression. What they didn't anticipate was that NSA had archived every communication, creating a counterintelligence file so detailed that every denial would be immediately contradicted. March 22, 3 p.m., the Intelligence Committee chamber had been transformed into a classified briefing center, secure screens for displaying top-secret materials, encrypted audio equipment for playing NSA surveillance recordings, SCIF-level security preventing any information leaks. CNN positioned cameras for maximum impact while respecting classified material restrictions. MSNBC prepared for emergency national security coverage. Fox News struggled with covering systematic Russian collaboration by a Trump nominee. But none knew about the 12 suppressed investigations and $3.2 million Russian spy protection network. Chairman Schiff called the classified session to order. The Intelligence Committee will examine the nominee's counterintelligence record, foreign contact reporting, and national security judgment during her Florida tenure. Bondi opened with prepared national security talking points. "I'm honored to discuss my commitment to protecting American intelligence assets and countering foreign influence operations. Florida maintained rigorous security protocols." But what she said next would haunt her for the next 189 seconds. "I have never compromised counterintelligence operations or accepted any inappropriate foreign contacts during my public service." Schiff's eyes narrowed. She had just committed to a position that classified evidence would systematically destroy. For 30 minutes, questioning proceeded with deceptive normalcy. Intelligence Committee members asked routine questions about national security experience and counterintelligence awareness. Bondi responded confidently, demonstrating security expertise that had made her Trump's trusted national security advisor. But Schiff sat silently while NSA teams provided real-time classification review of materials about to be declassified for congressional oversight.
At exactly 3:17 p.m., he opened the folder that would expose the most systematic counterintelligence betrayal in prosecutorial history. "Ms. Bondi, I want to discuss your counterintelligence coordination during your Florida AG tenure, specifically regarding Russian influence operations and investigation management." Bondi remained composed. "Chairman, Florida cooperated fully with federal counterintelligence efforts and reported all foreign contacts through appropriate channels." "All foreign contacts?" Schiff repeated, removing his first classified document. "Are you familiar with Russian cultural attaché Dmitry Volkov and your meetings between March 2012 and September 2015? The specific name and timeline sent chills through the chamber. Schiff possessed actual intelligence files. But then something happened that shocked everyone in the secure chamber. Let me refresh your memory with NSA surveillance documentation. Schiff displayed a top-secret document on secure screens. This is FISA Intercept Report FI 2012-0847, documenting your initial Russian coordination meeting. Quote, "Subject Bondi agreed to provide state-level protection for Russian intelligence assets in exchange for offshore financial coordination. Initial payment structure, $3.2 million through Estonian entities." The revelation struck like a nuclear weapon. This wasn't political opposition research. This was classified counterintelligence evidence of systematic Russian collaboration. Bondi's professional mask cracked as she realized Schiff possessed actual NSA files. "Chairman, intelligence materials require proper classification review before public discussion. Social media couldn't report the classified details, but #RussianAgent and #BondiSpy began trending as congressional staff leaked general scandal indicators. Classification review doesn't explain this financial timeline." Schiff produced his most devastating evidence, a declassified chart showing exact correlations between Russian payments and investigation terminations. March 2012, initial Russian contact, April 2012, $1.2 million from Baltic Legal Services. May 2012, Miami Russian safe house investigation terminated. August 2012, $1.1 million additional payment. September 2012, second investigation closed. The precision was overwhelming. Every payment correlated with counterintelligence sabotage, creating a timeline any intelligence analyst would recognize as systematic espionage support. Ms. Bondi, you received $3.2 million for protecting Russian intelligence operations in Florida. Even Republican Intelligence Committee members shifted uncomfortably. Protecting Russian spies transcended partisan politics into national security territory. Those payments represent routine legal consulting that had no connection to prosecutorial decisions, Bondi said desperately. Routine legal consulting doesn't include coordination with Russian intelligence handlers. Schiff activated the chamber's secure audio system. This is your conversation with Russian intelligence coordinator Dmitry Volkov on August 15, 2013, obtained through FISA surveillance. Bondi's voice filled the chamber with devastating clarity. The federal investigations create operational risks for your assets. Our continued coordination ensures state-level protection. The enhanced payment structure compensates for increased federal scrutiny. Volkov's response confirmed systematic espionage. Moscow appreciates Florida's cooperation. The investigation suppression timeline attached ensures asset security. Additional compensation reflects operational expansion. The evidence was nuclear, direct proof of coordination between American prosecutor and Russian intelligence for spy protection. At 3:19 p.m., Schiff delivered the evidence that would trigger Bondi's complete breakdown. Ms. Bondi, this is FBI Counterintelligence Assessment CI 20250394, compiled after yesterday's Russian diplomat arrest. Quote, review of suppressed 2012-2015 investigations reveals subject Bondi coordinated systematic protection of Russian intelligence assets in exchange for $3.2 million in offshore payments. Operation compromised 12 active counterintelligence investigations and enabled continued Russian espionage activities. The FBI's espionage assessment eliminated any remaining nomination viability. Intelligence Committee members issued carefully worded statements about grave national security concerns. Senator Marco Rubio declared the evidence completely disqualifying for any federal position. Democratic members demanded immediate FBI espionage investigation. Russian agent dominated social platforms without classified details being revealed. Video of Bondi leaving the secure facility reached 89 million views, becoming the most viral intelligence scandal in history. CNN led with emergency coverage, AG nominee's Russian spy protection scheme exposed in classified hearing. Even Fox News couldn't defend systematic counterintelligence betrayal. By 8:47 p.m., facing certain espionage prosecution, Pam Bondi withdrew her nomination. Her statement cited intelligence community politicization, while making no mention of $3.2 million Russian payments or spy protection activities. Federal grand jury proceedings began within 24 hours. By March 30th, espionage indictments were sealed pending full counterintelligence damage assessment. The 189 seconds when Schiff exposed Bondi's $3.2 million Russian spy protection network became a watershed moment in congressional intelligence oversight. Classified evidence had triumphed over systematic espionage. Russian collaboration had been dragged into daylight through methodical counterintelligence investigation. Sometimes the most powerful weapon against systematic betrayal isn't political rhetoric. It's an intelligence chairman armed with NSA surveillance and FBI counterintelligence reports, who has the moral courage to protect national security. What happens when Russian espionage meets congressional oversight? Can political careers survive documented spy protection for financial coordination? Bondi discovered these answers when 189 seconds of classified truth destroyed a nomination built on systematic counterintelligence betrayal. The 12 investigations changed everything. The 189 seconds changed history. At 3:20 p.m., exactly 189 seconds after Schiff's classified presentation began, Pam Bondi experienced the most catastrophic security breakdown in Intelligence Committee history. "This is absolutely disgraceful intelligence persecution," Bondi exploded, launching to her feet with unprecedented fury. "You're systematically destroying qualified nominees through fabricated espionage conspiracy theories." The eruption in a classified setting sent shockwaves through the intelligence community. AG nominees don't scream about espionage while being confronted with NSA surveillance evidence. Her voice cracked with desperation. "Chairman Schiff, how dare you question national security judgment while conducting partisan witch hunts using classified materials?" Schiff maintained deadly calm, facing Bondi's complete disintegration. "These are NSA surveillance records and FBI counterintelligence assessments. Are you claiming federal intelligence agencies fabricated evidence of your Russian coordination?" "I'm claiming this represents intelligence community politicization designed to destroy anyone challenging establishment power," Bondi screamed, her face flushed with espionage panic. The screaming continued for nearly 4 minutes in the secure chamber. C-SPAN couldn't broadcast classified proceedings, but Congressional staff live-streamed the general nature of her breakdown. "You call Russian spy protection challenging establishment power?" Schiff shot back with devastating precision. "You call systematic counterintelligence betrayal national security judgment?" Bondi's final response revealed complete moral collapse. "We protected constitutional governance from intelligence community overreach." As Bondi stood trembling with rage, Schiff delivered his crushing final blow. "NSA surveillance proves you protected Russian spies in exchange for $3.2 million, compromising 12 counterintelligence operations and enabling continued espionage against America. That's not constitutional governance, that's treason." The word treason in a classified intelligence setting created absolute silence. This transcended political mistakes into potential capital crimes. At 3:23 p.m., Schiff suspended the classified session as FBI counterintelligence agents prepared additional evidence preservation. Bondi was escorted by Capitol Police, her nomination destroyed by 189 seconds of classified evidence she couldn't deny. Within hours, the intelligence earthquake devastated Washington.